We're Livingston Christian School, and we want to wish you a Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
The South Today Bulletin, proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Tonight on the South Today, healthcare workers take to Christchurch streets rallying against changes to smoking legislation. Time is of the essence for one Dunedin family as they race to get lifesaving surgery for their newborn baby. And Dunedin's first church hosts a familiar festive scene with a unique canned difference. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Hannah Wilkins. Health workers took to the streets of Christchurch on Monday, demanding the coalition government stub out their plans to repeal the smoke-free legislation. Around 200 protesters claim Prime Minister Christopher Luxon is putting the nation's health ahead of profits.
Angry health workers in Christchurch hitting the streets to call on the new coalition government not to put profits ahead of the nation's health.
The overall feeling amongst health workers would be that this is a poor choice by the national government, a choice that is harming our people and will continue to harm generations.
Around 200 health workers gathered at a rally organised by the New Zealand Nurses Union on Monday, protesting the government's plan to repeal smoke-free legislation, which was introduced last term by Labour. The union says the highly addictive tobacco causes more deaths in New Zealand than any other drug, and is responsible for about 5,000 New Zealanders' deaths each year. Labour's health spokesperson Aisha Verrill has also slammed the plans by the new administration.
The day after the coalition agreement is signed, not only are they repealing the laws, but the finance minister is in the press saying this is how they're going to fund their tax cuts. That's absolutely disgusting.
The rally near Christchurch Hospital was the latest in a series of nationwide protests against the policy change.
We're saying no. We're saying no as members of the public. We're saying no as healthcare workers. And we're saying no as whānau members of loved ones who have been affected by smoking.
But Prime Minister Christopher Luxon says the smoke-free legislation would have driven up crime, with gangs getting in on black market cigarettes, but that the government will continue work to discourage the habit. Protesters are promising more action next year if the decision to repeal the smoke-free law goes ahead. In Christchurch, the South Today.
An early morning drink driver blew more than 3 times the legal limit this morning after crashing into a wall in suburban Dunedin. Police were called to Forfar Street in Mary Hill just before 7:30 on Tuesday morning after a 40-year-old man crashed into a building while out on an early morning drive. Emergency services closed the street around the scene, but no injuries were reported. The driver recorded a breath alcohol level of 762 micrograms when tested by police officers. That's more than 3 times the adult legal limit of 250 micrograms. The man was arrested and faces charges of drink driving and breaking the conditions of a zero alcohol licence. A Dunedin family are in a race against the clock to get urgent surgery for their newborn on the other side of the world. Baby Amelia may look like a normal Kiwi baby, but her parents say she faces a dangerous future if doctors don't intervene.
Barely 3 weeks old, but Amelia Duranaraya has a lot more to deal with than most newborn babies. She's been diagnosed with craniosynostosis. It's a genetic condition causing her sagittal skull suture to fuse too early. This means her brain doesn't have the room to grow normally. It's a situation that could cause neural damage, with her family now racing to get it treated.
I don't want to wait until 3 more months with the risk of having any neuronal damage. I already have neuronal damage from my birth, so I think that's another component.
Amelia's surgery is booked for next month, but the family have to travel to Texas for it, meaning they need to overcome major financial and bureaucratic hurdles to get over there. Mother Carla has cerebral palsy caused by a lack of oxygen at birth in Chile. She admits the situation is extremely stressful.
I have this condition since I was born, and I don't want to repeat this story just for lack of action.
The family are trying to raise $65,000 for the trip through online fundraising website Give Send Go. The race is on to get both Chilean and New Zealand passports in order, with Amelia's surgery scheduled to take place in El Paso early next year. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Luxury real estate brand Sotheby's International Realty is helping support struggling local families this Christmas in the Southern Lakes region. Residents have been dropping off presents at the company's Arrowtown office, which will be distributed in partnership with the Queenstown Community Group.
Placing gifts for those in need, Sotheby's Realty joining with community organisation Baskets of Blessing to give presents to less fortunate families in the district. The real estate company's put up a Christmas tree in its Arrowtown office and encourages members of the community to donate gifts for children and parents struggling this holiday season.
So we're looking for presents, we're looking for people to donate. It doesn't have to be huge, it can be anywhere between $5 to $20. If you want to do more, that's fine, but more presents would be great.
This is the second year of the partnership, which began after members of the Sotheby's office helped deliver parcels for the Baskets of Blessing group. People can stop into the office during weekdays to quickly drop off their gifts.
It's not a big deal. We do have paper and tags here. If people have got presents and they just want to bring them in and quickly run them with them, we can make sure they're put under the tree and make sure they get to where they need to be.
Gifts will be accepted through until Tuesday the 19th of December, with presents set to be delivered in the days before Christmas. In Arrowtown, the South Today.
Dunedin's oldest church is telling the story of Christmas in a unique way, using what may be the first and largest ever grocery-based nativity scene in the world. Visitors are being invited to donate some food for communities in need while celebrating the festive season.
Minister Malcolm Gordon filling up this 3D nativity scene with groceries, helping to spread generosity across the city. It's part of a project Gordon helped to build at Dunedin's First Church, telling the traditional story of Joseph, Mary and Jesus in the manger in a new way. Gordon believes hospitality is at the heart of the Christmas story and hopes these wooden and perspex representations would encourage people to show kindness to others.
We want to make it something that's more than just greeting cards and nativity scenes on people's mantelpieces and in their windows, and something that makes a difference in the real world.
Gordon says January was often the toughest time for families in need, and the reaction from the public had so far been very positive.
For us it was just an experiment to see if how people responded and to invite people to participate in a new way. Yeah, so we're loving what we're seeing so far.
Dunedin's First Church is set to host an upcoming children's pyjama service, along with a candlelight ceremony on Christmas Eve. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Whai Yakane, still to come on the South Today. Buskers from around the world prepare to throw their hat in the ring as an iconic Canterbury Street Festival returns. And with 6 sleeps until Christmas, we look back at some of the big news stories from October.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life. Tuesdays, 7:30.
Here at Age Concern Otago, we offer a range of services to support Otago seniors to age well with dignity and independence. We provide social work support, visiting service, health promotion and social activities. Check out what we have on offer at ageconcernotago.com.
Such a sweet girl. you dreaming about?
Just music.
The Power of Dreams by Honda.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Massive store-wide Boxing Day sale on now. He's taken 25 to 75% off everything store-wide. 25 to 75% off everything.
And my mate John.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. There'll be plenty of entertainment in Christchurch this summer, with the popular Bread and Circus World Buskers Festival set to return in late January. The annual Street Performance Festival will feature 20 national and international acts over 10 days, along with a giant multi-sensory centrepiece.
Christchurch is getting ready to stage its favourite summer street celebration. The annual Bread and Circus World Buskers Festival will take over the Garden City in late January, with more than 20 acts performing over 10 jam-packed days. The festival will see multiple open-air busking pitches spread out around central Christchurch.
The international performers are back, so there's performers happening across the city, and you'll see great local acts as well as internationals back to back.
The focal point for the festival will be a 1,000 square metre inflatable artwork in Cathedral Square, named our Borealis Luminarium. It'll feature a myriad of tunnels and cavernous domes, providing visitors with an immersive and interactive experience of colour, light and sound. Among the international performers making their New Zealand debut are Argentine physical comedians Estupido Compania, stunt circus performer Sam Goodburn and Gaku the juggling drummer.
Audiences love the immediacy of it, you know, that they're sitting there and it's happening right in front of their eyes. You know, there's no smoke and mirrors, and it's literally like happening there for you then and now, and you're really a part of the show.
Maidment is promising January's event will be highly immersive, encouraging people to step out of their daily routines to laugh, dance and interact with performers on a more intimate level than ever before. In Christchurch, the South today.
And now we continue our look back at the Southern News Year in review. October began in chaotic style with a bomb threat at an Otago airport before the election campaign wrapped up in warmer spring weather.
Queenstown Airport was thrown into chaos in early October as a bomb threat grounded flights and sparked evacuations. However, all the disruption ended up being caused by a ski boot heater. A Dunedin boarding house burned down in flames, although luckily there were no occupants in the building at the time. 57-year-old Paul McCurdy was later charged with arson at the Phillip Street property. This year's election campaign wrapped up in dramatic fashion, with a change on the cards after voters went to the polls. National MPs won the seats of Southland, Waitaki and Rangitata, but Labour hung on to its 2 seats in the traditional strongholds of Dunedin and Taieri.
I want to do everything that I can to represent it, and I'm excited to be in a position to be able to do that.
In mid-October, aviation entrepreneur Sir Tim Wallace passed away at age 85. The Royal New Zealand Air Force paying tribute to the aviation legend with a flyover at his funeral in Wanaka. Meanwhile in Gore, Mayor Ben Bell showed his comedic side after Auckland Mayor Wayne Brown dissed the southern town on national television.
Cameron mate, I don't think you can park here. Well, it's obviously too busy down here. Oh yeah, true. Oh well, Wayne Brown's it's okay.
The middle of spring brought sunny weather for Cromwell as the central Otago town hosted a street party, complete with acrobatic moves and cultural dance. In Canterbury, school children got their togs on as the first to get to test out 2 brand new high-tech hydroslides at Hanmer Springs.
Some fabulous technology. We've got LED lights, we've got LED lights that pulse, we've got rings that happen around the slide, and some movie projection as well.
And history was made in Dunedin as the Black Ferns played in the southern city for the first time since 1997. They ended up thrashing Wales by 70 points to 7 at Forsyth Bar Stadium. Across the South today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South today. Christchurch health workers have taken to the streets, protesting against the new government's anti-smoking repeal. 3-week-old baby Amelia needs life-saving surgery, with her family fundraising to travel to Texas for treatment. And Dunedin's first church is telling the story of Christmas, using a giant grocery-based nativity scene to help out local families. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. We're welcoming back our editor, Paul McIntyre. Hello, Paul.
How are you?
Very well. What can we expect to read in our Wednesday paper?
So there's a 21-year-old woman in Southland who was attacked by a shark. And she ended up in intensive care.
Wow. Okay.
After undergoing surgery, and they're saying, her mother's saying she's got a long road to recovery.
Yes.
All those going to this month's Rhythm and Maps, they can buy 4 drinks at a time, but licensing hours have been reduced on 2 of the days. And there's a new $32 million event centre in Oamaru has got the go-ahead.
Great news for that community.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank you for sharing this evening, Paul.
Thank you.
Time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, and there's fine weather for most of this week. Then the outlook for the Christmas period is a mixed bag of sunshine and showers across the South Island. For Dunedin, Christmas Day should be dry until evening. Heading to the top of the South Island, partly cloudy with northerlies and a warm 24 tomorrow in Nelson, 19 over in Greymouth and up to 27 degrees with nor'easterlies in Christchurch. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago. It'll be hot through here tomorrow with 28-degree highs due in both Ashburton and Timaru with high cloud and light winds, while Oamaru reaches 26 with similar conditions. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes and some cloud about with nor'westerlies through here tomorrow. The high in Queenstown will be 24 with 25 degrees expected in Wanaka and Alexandra. Heading further south, cloudy with northerlies in the main spots here midweek with 22 due in Gore and Balclutha and one better in the Catlins with 23 degrees. Across to Invercargill, down to 11 overnight with light winds. Tomorrow's looking stunning with 27 degrees and some patchy high cloud before a wet night. Then Thursday brings showers and cool southerlies, quite the contrast with a 15-degree high. And finally heading to Dunedin, warm winds tonight with a low of 13. Wednesday will be sunny with high cloud northerlies and 26 as the day's high. Then the cloud thickens up on Thursday with late showers and a high of 20 degrees. And that's the news this Tuesday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. You can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand, or follow us on Facebook. Just search for the South Today NZ to see our favourite stories from around the regions. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite a pōpō.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, You owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.